Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Warren from the Rhapsody Piano Studio. Welcome to today's piano lesson. We're going to be working on Your Song, and this is by Elton John. You can find, links to the sheet music and the cards and also the video description below. Just follow along with the sheet music. If you don't know how to read, it's a pretty simple hack. I have live streams on that. Hit me up after the live stream is over. And also, after you are done with this lesson, and if you're trying to understand these principles and not just depend on these like videos forever, like you should actually be trying to learn these and try to apply it on your own. It's my job as a teacher to teach myself out of a job anyway. So a student, if you're being a good student, you should be able to replicate this process or just do this yourself in some of the songs you're playing. And to do that, you want to click on over to the tutorial and see if you're able to kind of use these steps without my direction. So if you're kind of able to, teach yourself, then you are on the right path, my friend. Okay. Before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you want to catch whenever I go live with these live lessons. And make sure you keep an eye out for my tutorials, which are now every Saturday through Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday through Friday I do these live streams. Saturday through Tuesday for now, because schedule might always change, is tutorials. Okay. All right, so this is Your Song, and I'll explain some of these concepts I use with practice and the things that I teach my students and able to, so that you can kind of learn music on your own. All right, here we go. I'm just going to play the first 4 measures for you guys. So if you look up here, you're just going from F major, it's just like a B major chord, C major chord, what is this? It's just B flat major. Okay, so it's just, I'm just playing for you so you can kind of hear the progression we're going by. If you're not that experienced with piano, because easy piano means a lot of different things. It's just I don't want to go into it here because it could easily turn into like a 10-minute thing. Don't worry about it, okay? So just follow along, see if you can play the notes with me. So left hand, a simple pattern there. Just that top note, okay? Now the right hand. So I'll play it once for you again. Now simply you're going to try it with me together, okay? Don't worry if you can't do it right away. I'll explain why and I'll explain how to practice, all right? Ready? Go. Okay, now if that didn't work out for you too well, don't worry about it, or you could just rewind and try it again. You can try it a few times, but I don't want you guys to get stuck at any point here. There's this thing called spaced repetition, a concept called spaced repetition. Instead of just doing it 20 times in a row perfectly every time, it's better to try a few times now, keep going, work on something else, keep practicing, and then come back to it a little bit later. It's almost like if you're reading some books. If you read a chapter, you don't quite understand it, then you just keep reading on towards the next chapter in the book, or switch to another book entirely. And then maybe later on in the day, later on in the hour, or even later on in the week, you come back to that same chapter, you read it again, and it makes more sense. So apply that concept with your practice. It helps a lot. All right, here is the actual song. We're gonna stop it right there. So we're just picking these small parts. We call this small chunking. So we go one part at a time. And then once we have these small parts, we're going to connect it. So don't worry, I do a lot of demonstration for you guys. The left hand, here's the accompaniment. Actually, even this much might be too much for you at this point, so I'm gonna make a little change here. Instead of going all the way to I don't have much money, there's a lot of people like me, myself these days too. So we'll go from it's a little bit funny, this feeling inside, all right? That works out to just about 4 measures. And then also when you are practicing these small chunks, you want to go at least one note, one beat into the next measure, so then you can connect it. Because if you don't do this, then you're gonna have to practice connecting it, and that's gonna waste your time, all right? Try that with me together if you can. Left hand, ready, go. Okay, now onto the right hand. Pretty simple. Try it together. Ready, go. Now I'm gonna go back and play it for you guys. Both hands, listen. Let's try it together. Ready, go. Alright, and then again, don't worry if you can't get this right away, the whole spaced repetition thing, okay? I was about to say something. Oh, by the way, make sure that you are, I'm playing for you guys here on purpose because I want you to be listening at the same time as well, because you should also be watching a lot of these videos, and you know, if you don't get it the first time around, you need to watch them multiple times. It's like a lesson. You don't play perfectly from your first lesson. So sometimes I get these comments online, YouTube people, you know, I'm grateful for subscribers. I'm not grateful for people who complain, okay? You shouldn't complain no matter what. If you're a whiner, get out of here, right? But for these people who are whining, they always complain like, I'm not able to play this, it doesn't make sense, I don't understand. I'm sure they tried it one time and then they gave up. So don't be so fast to give up quickly. When you're doing these tutorials, a lot of students, they make this comment, you know, the first time they understand like 10% of it, but they keep watching these videos every single day and practicing at the same time, and then that slowly increases over time. So if it doesn't make sense what I'm showing you here, just keep watching, listening, practicing, and you will begin to understand it, okay? All right, let's keep going. Okay, so I'm not one of those who can easily hide. Here's just the right hand. Okay, try it together. Ready, go. Okay, left hand, I'm going kind of faster. Try it together. Ready, go. Together now. Ready, go. All right, both hands. Let me show you now. Together now. Ready, go. Alright, now what we're going to do is hook it up back to the beginning part. So we have the first page all the way up to I don't have much money. We could keep going because there's another part because we have that first ending. So in theory you could continue, but it might be a little bit too long of a section. So let's just go back to the beginning and put everything together what we have so far. I'm going to play both hands. We're going to do right hand, left hand, hands together, and then move on. Here's the right hand. I kind of messed that up. Do that again. Now try that with me. Ready, go. All right. Left hand, I'm gonna skip the first four measures because it's just, we're gonna start at the actual song. Yeah, and then as you get better, if you notice patterns, like look at the first four measures, the pattern is just the notes going up and down. Most of the time, you don't really need to practice so much as long as you're aware of it. Of course, you have to have enough experience at piano, by the way. But if you look at, I'm not one of those who can easily. Look at the left hand. It's just going all the way down to the B flat. So if you saw that there, okay. Left hand, let's try the whole thing now. At the actual song, ready, go. It's a little bit funny. Now back to both hands. See if you can just actually, we're gonna mix things up a little bit, and whenever you are practicing, that's also another good way to practice and mix things up as much as possible. Do faster speeds, slower speeds, go to random sections, maybe like practice backwards if you understand what I'm talking about. If not, then ask me in a future live stream. Let's just try both hands together now. Ready, go. Let's keep going, and instead of instead of doing a smaller part, let's just go ahead and go all the way to the first ending on the next page. And what I mean first ending is there's a double bar line with two dots on each one of them. That's a repeat. So that's what I mean by first ending. Okay, second ending, we continue on with the rest of the song. Back to that repeat. Gosh, what a beautiful song. All right, here's just the right hand. Okay, we gotta do that together. I don't have much money. Okay, ready, go. All right, in the left hand. All right, now if you notice left hand here, top note coming down here. Now the bottom note goes to the C sharp and the top note goes up to A. Then you keep the A, then there's a D on the bottom. So there's a lot of things happening here, but if you can kind of notice these things as patterns, really will help your understanding of music and practice and piano. All right, let's try that together. Ready, go. Back to both hands. ready, go. Okay, now I'm actually gonna keep going instead of going back to the beginning, putting all that together, because what I want to do here, since we're doing this live stream, is I'm gonna show you the whole first 2 pages after we finish off the second page. I'm gonna put it all together without the repeat, so you kind of hear how the whole thing sounds. Okay, with the second ending, that is. All right, this one's for you. Okay, stopping right at the bottom of the page. Okay, here's just the right hand, and I'm just gonna give you that whole section. Okay. Also, by the way, the reason why you do these small chunks, and connect them together slowly is because it's a matter of concentration. You want to think of concentration as your mental muscles. So if it's not strong enough yet, like a larger chunk, like a larger section, that's like trying to lift a weight. You're not strong enough to lift yet. So that's why you do small sections at a time, connect them into bigger parts, because your concentration will get better over time. Okay? So, but I'm going to challenge you here. We're going to do a little bit longer section than we've been doing from the beginning. Okay? This one's for you, right hand. Okay, let's try that together. Ready, go. Alright, now the left hand. Nice little pattern there. Left hand, ready, go. Okay, back to both hands. Okay, now we're gonna go back and try the whole thing together from the very beginning. I'm going to skip that repeat because I want you to hear how these 2 pages sound before we continue on with the last part of the song. Okay, you can try it with me together if you want. Ready, go. Alright, so hope you guys did okay with that. Let's continue going. Last 2 pages here, and also just wanted to ask you quickly because it's probably not going to be much more here. It's a pretty short song. What makes it long is all those repetitions. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video and it's been helping you out, if you find it valuable, hit that like button. Also share this video with your friends and family and whoever you know who love piano. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I don't know what you guys are waiting for, right? Yeah, and also if you after this lesson is over, stick around to the end if you want to catch a quick recap, most important concepts we learned. But if you want to listen to the whole entire song from beginning to end without my voice, like with all the repeats and all the dies al coda and stuff like that, if you don't know what that means, stick around. We're about to do that in a second. And go ahead and click on the link in the cards in the video description below to the tutorial to listen to how the song sounds like beginning to end. All right, let's keep going. let's stop it right there. All right, top of the page, right hand. It may be quite simple. You're gonna take a lot of time on words because up there is a fermata, Fermata. You're gonna hold that about twice as long, okay? So we have a half note, a dotted half note there. Means you're going to, instead of holding it for 3 beats, about 6 beats. You don't have to be exact, okay? It may be quite simple. Let's try it together. Ready, go. All right, now the left hand. Right, let's try it together. Ready, go. Back to both hands. Okay, moving on to the last part of this page. Okay, now at the bottom of the page, you're gonna notice it says DSL coda. I'm gonna explain this before we practice this last section. Actually, let's go ahead and do this together first. I'll explain that later. What I put down in the words right hand. How wonderful, okay? Alright, together now, how wonderful. Ready, go. Left hand. Sorry, that note didn't come out. Let's try it together. Ready, go. Okay, back to both hands. Alright, now that DSL coda means, for all you people who this is your first excuse me, first time experiencing this, DSL coda means you're gonna go back and somewhere, usually somewhere in the beginning, not always the case with every song, sometimes it's in the middle of the song, but for this song, you go back to the first page, you see at the second row, you see a weird looking sign. It looks like an S with like dots on the side and like a line going through it. That is a symbol, I think del segno, that is Italian, pardon my pronunciation. Del segno al coda, right? That means you're gonna go back and look for the little sign, segno. I think that stands for sign or symbol. And then you just go straight from there, all right? So world. Except now you take the third line on the bottom of the third verse, if I sat on a roof, okay? Then you're gonna skip the repeat, you're gonna keep going, and if you notice on the second page, go ahead and pause this if I'm going too fast for you guys. On the second page, you know the second ending has a second verse on the bottom. Keep it turned on, okay? So that's why there's two there, if you guys were wondering, well, why is there two instead of just one line of verse, okay? Then you keep going, and you come back to the page where we were at. You will see two coda on the second line. So two coda means you go straight to coda now. And the coda is the ending, all right? Now, that didn't make sense for you guys. What I highly suggest is putting on the tutorial, getting the music, following along note by note, word by word, and then just follow along with the music, having my video on in the background, and you'll notice where to go, and that will make sense. Okay? Alright, that was a mouthful. Let's do the whole entire page now. Okay? It may be quite simple. Alright, now right hand. Let's try it together. Ready, go. Alright, left hand, try it with me. Ready, go. It's a little fast, sorry. Okay, let's try both hands now. Ready, go. Another idea too, in theory, you could have the music out and then actually just listen to the original Elton John singing it, the actual song, instead of my video tutorial. Because, you know, if you just follow along with the words, in theory it should work out. Sometimes arrangements aren't exactly, but I think this is pretty close. So you can actually just listen to the whole song and just follow along with the words. Much easier. Yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how it goes into the coda from the top of the page that we just worked on. Because you see that second line to coda, so it may be quite simple. This is how it goes if you're doing the last time around with the coda. And then we're at the last page, okay? So that's how that works. All right, let's take the last page, the coda. And about to wrap this up in a second because it's a lot of just the same stuff here. So I'm just gonna give you the whole entire page instead of doing chunk by chunk, because it's very similar. Just it's pretty much what we've done so far. He's just kind of rearranging them differently. Think of like Jenga or something. Anyways, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Stick around for the recap. Okay. All right. Hope you don't mind. Last page. Sounds about the same, okay? And let's say you're in the world, left hand. That's about the same thing. This is the only part that's different. About 2 measures so far, and then this, which is like it just connects you to the last part. And the last part, the ending, is actually just a callback to the intro. Okay, so let me go through the parts that are new. Starting at the top, I hope you don't mind. Then the second time says, I hope you don't mind. Changes the melody. You're in the world. That's the only part that's different. Then the next measure. But everything else is pretty much a repeat, okay? So let's try this one last time. Both hands together, last page, and then I'll give you a quick recap at the end. Ready, go. by the way, there is a last repeat on that page if you want to take it, okay? I'm not taking it because of this lesson, it'll be forever, okay? But the song is pretty much the same sections. It's only 4 pages long, but it sounds so long because of those repeats, DSL coda. So if you want to shorten it, that's another thing to talk about for another lesson, okay? Anyways, recap. So what we learned today, small chunking. You want to pick small parts at a time. When you get better at those small parts, then you chunk them together. You do longer sections. So you could say like, you know, this doesn't really work out to like a page and a page. Just because it goes 1 page, 2 pages doesn't mean the whole page is a section. But let's say this whole page, it worked out that way. There are 3 parts to the page, right? So you do first part, that's 1/3. Second part, 2/3. Third part, last third. Then you put them all together, all 3 parts together. You connect it, the whole page. Then you do the same thing with the next page. And then you put those 2 pages together, you have half of the song, okay? Then you keep on going until you have the whole entire song, okay? It's just build it up together. Second concept, this is very important though, it's called spaced repetition. Instead of just doing consecutively, the traditional approach, just do it a million times until you get it right. Not a good idea. Just do a few times, you start to kind of get into the flow of things, and then you can keep on doing it, or you can continue and practice something else. Remember that idea what I was talking about, reading different books? If you read a chapter, you don't understand it, just, you know, put a bookmark on it and then read another chapter or switch to another book or do something else and then come back later and then read it again later. Because your mind subconsciously, yes, subconsciously I'm saying that, it needs some time to work it out. So actually, you know, when you're practicing it and you don't stop and do something else, you don't tap into that. Like, you know, there's a lot of times where it's kind of crazy. You need to try this out. Like, where some parts I practice, I get stuck, I just stop, I do something else, I come back and I practice again, and it's not stuck anymore. Just because I waited a certain amount of time and tried it again. That is what spaced repetition is. And also, do not forget, you need to watch these videos as much as possible. You're not gonna get it the first time around. If you got it the first time around, it's probably too easy for you, okay? But if you're not understanding the stuff I'm showing you here and these tutorials on my piano, my piano YouTube page, channel, okay? Like if these tutorials are not making sense for you, it's because you don't have enough experience yet. So I hope you're not one of these people who are complaining, these tutorials don't work, don't call it a tutorial, blah, blah, blah. Right, it works. You just need to keep watching it over and over again until you understand, okay? Don't expect quick results. These things take time. All right. Anyways, I'm here for you guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment sections below. Also curious as to what your guys' costume is for Halloween. I got all my students coming in for starting from last week and this week doing Halloween lessons. It's pretty awesome to see them in costumes, myself included. But kind of curious, what is your costume for this Halloween? Okay, thanks a lot, guys. I will see you guys for the next lesson. Happy practicing. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, blah, 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 blah. Have a good one, and hope you guys get lots of candy. All right, bye-bye.